Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be playing a game of Final Girl. Final Girl has been out for a little while. It came out near the end of last year and is one that I did not back on Kickstarter, but after all of the fanfare that the game received, I went out and found a copy and have really been enjoying it as of late. So I wanted to play through the game just to show it off on the channel, and I realized that a lot of the playthroughs are of the easier locations and villains per se, and so I am going to take us through a battle with Inkanyamba in the Sacred Groves here, and easily probably the hardest combination. There might be a harder combination, but the fact that both of these, the location and the bad guy, have these like wrath tracks that you have to deal with, just makes them really tough. So this may turn into a loss, but we're gonna have some fun playing as it is. Also, it's a really quick game, which is really nice. It's thematic and quick playing, and it's this nice system where you basically have learned how to play, and each the villains and the girls play a little differently, but the core mechanics, these core cards, stay the same. So let's just briefly talk about setup here. So what you're seeing kind of down here on this playmat, and usually this is just a board kind of like this, but the playmat gets you not having to. Here's the board right here. I can show you. This is kind of the core box right here. So what you get is your action deck and all of the meeples that you see floating around, and then this kind of horror track here. So this is going to track your time, which is essentially your currency in the game. It's going to be your currency for taking actions in your turn and for then purchasing cards. We'll talk about that here in a second. And then you have all these feature film boxes. So you have to have the core box, and what's really nice about this game is that the core box is only $20 retail, and each of these boxes is only about $20 retail. So to get into it, it's pretty cheap, and then you can expand from there however you see fit. Each one of these boxes comes with a villain per se, and then a location, and they kind of match up, and then they also contain 2 final girls. So for the most part, that's just their card, and then everything else they need is in the core box. So all of this is from the Inkanyamba Sacred Groves feature film box, except for the core stuff. The 2 miniatures I have here are part of the Kickstarter stretch goals. I don't know if those are ever going to be available in a retail, but if you're interested in learning how these guys, I painted up these guys, I'm going to be putting out some painting videos next, showing you how I got these guys painted up here. So pretty small miniatures, but that's perfectly fine. I think it's nice, adds some nice flavor, some pop to the board here. Otherwise you would be playing with a pink meeple for the girl and a red meeple for the bad guy. All right, which is perfectly fine too. The miniatures are really just for little bling. All right, but essentially you're going to take your villain board and your location board, set them side by side. They're spread out a little bit because of these extra boards that come with Sacred Grove, and then you're going to take your setup card that's unique to your location, and that's going to give you where people start. Also, your location has the items, and there are specific places that I can pick up these items. So this is a little off center, but Groundskeeper Hut is here, Lost and Found is here, and the Welcome Center is here. The stack of event cards is also specific to your location, and then the terror deck is a mixture of your location and the monster. And so you basically get all this stuff set up. You set all your extra victim meeples here in yellow, and you can see I have 1 orange meeple. That's because of my event card. Sometimes the event cards are good, sometimes they're bad. This one is changed out one of the meeples here for a tour guide. And the tour guides are going to allow me some additional movement, but if I let the tour guide get killed, it's worse news for me than normal. And so that's why the orange meeple is out here. Then down here you see all of my action cards. These are how I go about moving about the board, rescuing victims, and then finally killing Inkanyamba himself. Now to do that, you always start the game with a whole bunch of 0 cost cards, and you can see that the currency again is time. And these are all basic, very basic actions. But what you're going to do on your turn, for example, the first action I want to take is walk. So I'm going to play my walk action card out of my hand here. And you can see that where I am on the horror track is in kind of level 4. So I'm rolling 2 dice for every skill check in this game. And you can see I got 4 from over here. That's where he starts the game. If I can reduce horror down to 1 or even down here, I'd be rolling 3 dice per skill check. But for right now, I'm just rolling 2, or if horror gets rolled bad, I only get to roll 1 die. And there are other times where I can add dice to my roll for other reasons. But other than that, I'm going for a walk. So my skill check now allows me to roll 2 dice. I'm going to roll those dice out, and not a very good roll. Ideally, so I'm going to be able to remember 3 and 2 here. Ideally, I would roll 5s and 6s. Those are automatic successes. And you can see here, if I get 2 successes, I get the best benefit, which in this case is move 2 spaces, spend 1 time. If, however, I roll a 3 or a 4, I have to discard 2 cards from my hand in order to turn it into a success. In this case, I rolled a 2 and a 3, so I could discard 2 cards to get 1 success, move up to 1 space, and spend 1 time. If I choose not to do that, I have failed. I can still move 1 space at the cost of 1 health and 2 time, or just take 2 time. I got lost. So I think what I'm going to do here is swoop in and out of order sign is really not what I want. I guess the ceremonial dagger is what we're going to be going for right now, and that's in the groundskeeper's shed. So, all right. So I don't really need rest right now. I don't plan on attacking the guy right yet. So I'm going to go ahead and spend these 2 cards. I'll put them down off to the side. That means I've converted this into a success, and I now get to walk 1 space. All right, and I have to spend 1 time. Now you can see here I start each round at 6 time. I'm always going to reset to 6 to begin my turn. Sometimes events will take that away from me, but as I spend time, you know, eventually if I get here, I have to stop. I can't play anymore. But if I end my turn early, whatever amount of time I have left over, I can spend on these cards. You can see like this card costs 4 time. So it would take all of my excess time to purchase Retaliate, get it into my hand, and then I reset at 6. When you have played out a card, and so at this point I've played out 3 cards, all right, just to move 1 space and move 1 time wasn't the best roll. But these cards are going to, I'm going to lose them for a round, essentially. They are going to be put in like a discard pile. When I am able to purchase, I can purchase everything that I can see, and then these will go up and be available for purchase the next round, at the beginning of the next round or after the next round. So I am not always going to have short rest, weak attack, or walk in my hand. So I may want to hold on to some of these. We'll see. But these are always going to cost me 0 time, so they'll be free to bring back into my hand if they're just sitting here. Okay, so I've moved 1. I now have the tour guide with me. When you move into a space with a victim and then you move out of that space, as long as you're not moving into the space with the monster, then the victims up to 2 at a time will follow you. And when you get victims to these green spaces, that's how you can then rescue them. And as you rescue victims, you get to fill up your card here. This has various bonuses on it that we'll cover. And once I fill up this card, I get to flip it over for my Final Girl ultimate power. As the monster kills victims, its bloodlust track is going to go up, which you can see eventually it'll trigger this dark power card to flip over, and some bad stuff over here happens because he's playing in the Sacred Groves. So, yeah. So I don't think I just want to sit here. Being in the red is bad at this location. So I am going to go ahead and expend my other walk card. Hopefully I get a decent roll here. And I didn't. So 4 and a 2. I got to spend another 2 cards just to be able to move. But I think at this point it is worth it. So I'm not going to be able to walk with these, so I might as well spend these. So I spend all my cards. This is really not a very good start to the game. But I moved 1 and spent 1 time. Now, I have the tour guide with me, so I can move an additional space, and we're going to move up into here. So now I'm 1 space away from this exit. And you can see these spaces are linked by these lines and numbers. So for example, the Holy Groves here is not connected to this big open field. Even though it's adjacent, I can only go here, 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 here. That's actually pretty good. But like this exit only attaches to this. I cannot go from here to here because there's no line there. All right. So that just kind of gives you the gist of how Barbara here, the final girl, goes about taking her actions. So at this point, like I said, I flip these over like this. That's kind of like my discard pile. That way I don't consider purchasing them. And I now have 4 time to purchase stuff with. So what I'm going to do is take a sprint card. This is going to allow me to move next turn. And you don't get this back, you know, so I've spent 2. I might as well spend 2 more on something, because this is going to reset to 6. It's not like I get 6 back, so I would go to 8. So there's no point in holding on to my stuff here. So I think I'm going to take a search card, because I'm in a search location. I really don't want the out of order signs. Yeah, because they really don't stop the killer. They just stop the movement of the people. Anyways, so these are my 2 cards. I have a very weak hand next time. And now I can take these cards and add them back to my purchasing market, essentially, my tableau. They're all 0s, so they're all going to go right there. All the rest of these, there might be 1 or 2 here, like there's 2 guards, but I basically have them spread out. So these are all the different cards. These 2, which are up here kind of out of order, came with the location, or no, they came with Inkanyamba here. So the atonement cards here are specific to Inkanyamba. So when you play him, you also get the atonement cards. I think you could pull them out if you're playing Sacred Groves too. Because atonement is what's going to reduce the wrath tracks. Okay. So I have spent all my time. We're going to come back up here. And now it is the killer's turn here. So that was my action phase. The purchasing of cards was called the planning phase. And now we have the killer phase. So the first thing you always do is you look up here and you do whatever this action is that's on kind of his player board. In this case, it says if his wrath track is at 1 or 2, increase. All right, so pretty straightforward. Then if he his target is either a victim or the final girl, which is what this symbol is, he attacks. There's no movement symbol on there, so unless somebody is in this space when he starts, nothing happens. So nobody's in his space. All right, so we've taken care of that. Now we go over here and we take the top terror card and we flip it over. Okay, so right off the bat, we get a minor dark power. All right, so this minor dark power here is going to go up here. And So normally the tarot card is just like some actions that either happen in the Sacred Groves or Inkanyamba takes. But in this case, he gets this minor dark power, which we put 2 hearts on. And we have to hit him now twice, take those 2 hearts off, and to get rid of it. And those are the first 2 hits he's going to take. So it says, once during each upkeep, make a horror roll. And if we get a star, no effect. If we don't get a star, we have to increase his wrath track by 1. So, not a great start. I told you this guy was hard. All right, this deck also represents the timer for the game. You shuffle up, his cards and the location cards, and then you deal out 10. And once these 10 flip over, that's when the finale, which is the top card, flips over, and he becomes very dangerous, making it basically, it's like the playing Mario and the timer reaching the last 60 seconds and the music speeds up. That's kind of like what this finale card does. Okay, so that was the killer phase. Pretty simple. He didn't move or kill anybody, which is nice. But we now have to move into the upkeep phase. Normally, if there were any victims in his location, we would do a panic phase, but since there's nobody in his location, we skip that. So during the upkeep phase, we're going to do a horror check roll, and we're looking for, all right, 1 star. That's all we needed, so we're good. Okay. All right, back to me with my 2 simple cards here. So, I really don't want to fail, but take any top item card. All right, let's try search because we're in a search location. I'm hoping to get 2 successes, roll 2 5s and 6s, so I can take the top 2 and choose what I want, because I really don't want out of order signs. And I got nothing. I failed. So this says take the top item card at your space. I have to increase the horror by 2 and lose 2 times. So boom, 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 boom. And I now get out of order signs. And you'll notice that the next item card is face down. I don't get to flip that over. I knew what the first 3 items were. It's as if like you're walking around the Sacred Grove and you remembered these things being there, but you don't remember everything. So out of order signs says, for 1 time, place or retrieve an out of order token on a connection between your space and an adjacent one. Victims will not pass through unless they are following you. So again, I don't really understand. And here's the 2 tokens that I would need for those. What good that does. I guess I could make it so they don't panic into a red space, which would be bad. But yeah, I don't get it. So unfortunately, I am not rolling well this game. All right, so we are going to sprint here. All I'm trying to do is get the people into this exit space. All right, I got one move. So the question is whether or not I want to go ahead and drop off the tour guide and not worry about this massive penalty here, or if I should hold on to the tour guide, because right now I'm moving 2 spaces. He would give me 3, and I'm expending 1 time. So I think I'm going to hold on to him. So they can come with you, and when you rescue a civilian, it is up to you. It is up to your choice, and this is what it says in the instruction manual. You may rescue a victim, and at first you're like, why wouldn't you always rescue a victim? Well, this is a perfect scenario of why you wouldn't want to rescue the tour guide yet, because you want to keep their movement. So I am going to rescue just this one guy here, and I'm going to put it on this, and we saw that this symbol right here made me push that horror track up twice. This with the slash through it allows me to take it down that way. I'm not so close to the red. And you can put these, I put it on the first one, but I could have picked this one. I could have picked any one. So, but once I cover them up, I don't get that bonus again. And then once I fill it up again, I get to flip the card. All right. I also can drop them off in the middle of my movement. So that was 1, 2, 3. Yep. Good with this. All right. And I'm done. I'm out of cards. So at this point, I have 3 to spend. And I think I am going to purchase a distraction card for 3, which is going to help me lower my horror. And then I get all my 0 cards back. And these 2 now go back into this tableau here to be able to purchase next time. All right, so that was 3, 6. Back to him. There's nobody in his space. His thing is not at 1 or 2, so we move on to Are You Serious? This has honestly never happened to me. Obviously, I would not have stacked the deck this way. And it's not like I'm taking the hearts from him. He's getting like a boost in health with these things. Every time blank is increased, increase it by an additional 1. Oh my goodness. All right, that's absolutely effing ridiculous. All right, so again, he is not moving. But again, I have to deal with boiling anger here, and I got that. And it doesn't specifically say that I can do this during these upkeep phases, but I believe I can play 2 cards to keep anything from happening. So I'm going to play those 2 cards, go ahead and play them down to turn this into a success and pass the boiling anger. All right. Now we really need to get, I guess, the dagger. All right, so we are going to continue to walk here. Let's go ahead and play distraction first, just to see how things go here. Come on, come on. Okay, that's 1 and 1. Yeah, let's go boom and boom. All right, and now we're going to walk. And that's a straight miss. See, I can't even turn those into a success. That's the worst roll of the double ones. All right, so what's going to happen now is I can move 1 space. I do have the tour guide, which is going to allow me to move 2. So I'm going to scoot through here, pick up this victim, and we're all hanging out in this space together. All right, there we go. But to do that, I had to take a wound and lose 2 time. All right, so is it worth it for me? No, I'm gonna focus. Hopefully, all right, 1 success. I can live with that. Spend 1 time, reduce this down. I'm gonna stop there. Because we're not, well, wait a minute. He's got a movement of 2, so he could get to me right now. If I don't walk some of these people in here. Oh, man. All right, that's fine. I don't want to risk losing any time because I have a plan here. So I'm going to stop. We're looking very juicy right here, just 2 spaces away. So if he does get movement, he's probably coming and killing some of my people. But with my 4, I am going to purchase Furious Strike. Yeah. So, one of the better attack cards. All right, but that uses up all my money, so we're going to push back there. And this is mostly, that's right, I spent those. Ay. Again, this is not going well, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So it is the killer's turn. Again, there's nobody in his spot. We don't need to increase that. So let's see if this is another dark power. I'm going to lose my mind. Fury of the Gods. All right, so this tells us to flip over an event. Fire and Brimstone. Roll a die and place the Fire and Brimstone token on the... Each victim in that space counts as 2 victims when calculating bump up increases. All right. Okay, so it doesn't actually kill anybody. I just definitely have to be wary of that space. So... Okay, so let's just roll a die first. See where this goes. There, now I'm rolling the stars. So the Holy Groves, which is where he is, which makes sense. He's just been sitting here like doing his ritual, or like I've seen him, but nobody believes me. I'm like trying to get people out of here, and he's just burning the place down. Okay, so let's see here. It's a good thing I moved through there and got that person out of there, because this says increase this track by the number of victims in a red space. There are none. Unleash the Divine Wrath. So in this case, unleash means I do whatever it says, and I have to lose 2 time before I even get a turn. And then increase by number of victims at spaces, which is again none. So, again, he's not moving. He hasn't moved yet. All right. Okay, so it's back to me. Oh no, upkeep phase, I gotta roll. All right, I got my 1 star. That's all I need. Good, because I didn't have the cards to deal with this. All right, so I'm gonna go for the walk. And I'm just gonna take the 1 success, because that's all I really need. And I'm going to go... yeah, actually I'm going to leave the tour guide behind, which is unfortunate. All right, so boom, boom. Okay, so I'm going to walk these people in. I no longer have the tour guide, so I do only get to move 1 space. But I had to spend a time. I now get to take any top item card. So obviously I'm going to take the ceremonial dagger here. And this is a hand item. It's a single hand item, so I'll put it right there. Basically, anytime I make an attack, I get to add to it. The 0 is range, so I have to be in the monster's space, and then I get a little bonus. I'm also going to spend this to move 1 space. And so now I'm back in this space with these people. So if he does end up in here, I don't have to go anywhere to attack him with my Furious Strike card here. All right, and then we are going to play this other focus card. Worst thing that happens is I lose some time. And I lost some time, so that's a bummer. All right, so we're done. Got nothing else to do. I do have 1, so I will purchase a Close Call, which essentially is like a reroll. And these were both 0 cards, and this resets to 6. Okay, so back to here. Nothing is happening. So we go over to here. Fickleness of the Gods. And you can tell by this symbol down here that this is a Sacred Groves card, versus Inkanyamba has like his 2 scythe-like weapons in the lower corner. That's his symbol. Place this card next to the Divine Wrath card. Oh, great. At the end of the upkeep phase, make a horror roll. Ah, Jesus. So I guess I have to make double horror rolls now? Or can I just, if I roll... all right. Okay, so again, he still has not moved. This is crazy. Normally they're running all over the map, attacking people, taking victims, blah, blah, blah. All right, so Boiling Anger, we passed. Fickleness of the Gods, whoops. And I failed. So Unleash, increase by number of victims at a red space. We already know that's just 2, so that wasn't the worst thing. Okay, I can spend 3 time now to get rid of that card. But I think I'm just going to drop off these people here. So we're going to play Walk. And there, now, of course, I get doubles when I don't really need it. So now, I'm not quite sure whether or not if I drop off the tour guide and get him out of here, do I still get the bonus? I don't know. And I'm not going to bother with looking that up, so I'm going to say yes, that I get 3 movement this time. So 1, I'm going to drop these 2 people off, so I'm going to get my 2 time back, although I had to spend 1 to do this action. And then I'm going to get to heal back up again. Now, you do need to save track of these guys, just so they know how many people you've saved, because sometimes that number comes into effect. But let's look at Barbara's card here. So, victims will move into the killer's space with you. Okay, so normally they won't, but when you damage an enemy in your space, you may do an additional hit for each victim present. For each additional POW done, a victim is killed, but do not increase the bloodlust for the victims killed this way. And each additional victim I save, I get a time. So that kind of changes my plan here. So I had 2 more points of movement. I'm going to go 1, 2. Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay with that. All right. Yes. Okay, so what else we got here? I don't have any more movement cards. So I think we're just going to take a chance at focusing a little. Come on, baby. Double. Yeah, there we go. Now the rolls are starting to get better. So this goes down and this goes up twice. And I really have no other cards that make sense playing. So I'm going to finish. And I've got some decent cash to spend here. So, I'm going to get a focus card back. I'm honestly... let's see here. I want a sprint card, so that's 2. Now I've got 5 left. I think I'm going to try and get us into this range. So that's 2 left. Question is, do I take a search card to get the prayer book, which I don't really need, or guard could come in handy here at some point. But I like this one. It means I'm going to be leaving 1 on the table because I'm going to spend 1 here and there's nothing else I can spend 1 time on for, but I like the idea of this with my plan here. So I've got a plan. I get these as well. You can never have more than 10 cards in your hand. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So we're good. And these are going to go right there. This gets reset. And I'm feeling okay here. We're not out of it yet. All right. And this card is no longer valid because we... got the tour guide out. So, killer phase, still nothing there. We flip over one of these, and this says he's coming and there's nothing we can do. There are definitely victims on the board. Oh, you bastards. He's going to push this up. All right, now this symbol means his target for this turn is victims. So just regular meeples, not the final girl. And he always targets the most amount of victims he can make it to, right? So there's 2 victims here and there's 2 victims here. He's got a movement of 2. So he can reach either one. He can go 1, 2 or 1, 2. So it's a tie. Essentially, there's some ambiguity. Normally he would go after the most amount of victims that he can reach the closest to. It's a tie, so I'm just going to have him come down here to lost and found. All right, so he targeted victims. He moved according to his movement number here, and then he's going to slash attack based on his attack number, which is only 1 right now, but that's all it takes to kill a victim. So boom, 1 victim gone. If there was 2 knife symbols, he would have taken both of them out, or in this case he would have attacked Barbara twice. As he gets up here, he will be doing 3 hits per attack, which only matters for Barbara. Victims are killed at 1 hit anyways. So he killed somebody, his bloodlust increases. So nothing really changes except for the fact that we reached this level here, so we have to increase this by the number of victims in red spaces, which is actually none. So we're good. All right. Okay, so now we got to do some rolls here. Boiling anger. Oh man, if I increase that. Yeah, I'm actually okay with that. So I'm just going to allow this to bump up. And then we have to do this. Fickleness of the gods. All right, I got 1, which is fine. And that's no effect. Okay. All right, so let's enact my plan here. I purchased a sprint card. Okay, so I'm hoping to run, take these guys and go 1, 2, 3. I just need double successes here. So wait, do I want to play my distraction card first? Yes. I'm looking for double successes here. And I got 1. So, okay, 1, but I get a time back. All right, I have a focus card. Let's go for it. Okay. I don't need short rest, and I gotta get a walk back. I will get a walk back. I'm hoping to just do all this in there. So I lost a time, but I'm now in the green zone. So yes. Okay. All right, now we will play sprint. And now that I'm in the green zone, I get to roll 3 dice. Still just looking for 2 stars. And that was not it. So I'm going to play my close call here for 2 time. I get to re-roll all of them. And I just got one success. So right now that's 2 spaces. That's not getting me there. So I'm going to play this one and spend 2 more time to re-roll these 2. I didn't get it. Son of a biscuit. All right, we get to move to spend this, and so now I'm done. I spent all these cards and couldn't reach him. I'm like dragging these victims along with me here, trying to sacrifice them, and it didn't even work. Oh, I'm so mad. All right, so the only thing I can get now are my freebie cards, and these all go back into the tableau. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to, at the end of this last turn, do a panic phase. That victim should not still be sitting there. So let's retroactively go back and take care of that. So when a victim panics, and that happens when they're left in a space with the monster and someone was killed. If for some reason the monster sneaks in there but doesn't kill anybody, they don't actually panic. But you just roll a d6 for everyone in there, and then you can see the numbers is the direction they go. So, excuse me. So they're going this way, 4 to 6. Unfortunately, they run into the sacred shrine, of course. Just my luck. All right. But now I have more victims in my space, so he's probably going to come into my area. Oh, all right. Best laid plans have just gone to waste here. All right. So there is not anybody in his space. And so we're going to flip this over, and it's another card of the same. So he's going to push me out of the green. Jerk. And he's going to go after victims, and victims he can reach and the most happen to be in the same space as me. Now, he always prioritizes victims over the final girl. He must understand that I am tougher than the rest. So he's going to go after this one here. He will go boom. This pushes up, and nothing happens at this point. So you know what, I just realized that when I pushed this up, Outrageaholic, should have pushed it up an additional time. All right. And now my horror roll was going to be 3, but now it's just 2. And I do have to panic for this girl. So, yeah, panic phase is before the upkeep phase. So this victim is going to run away into Lost and Found. So, all right. It's just me and the Inkanyamba guy staring at each other. Okay, so now we're going to do Boiling Anger. And I just straight missed. So this is going to bump up twice. And now we're going to do Fickleness of the Gods. And Unleash, and then increase by 1 because there's one person there, so I'm losing 2 time, and increasing by 1. Ugh. This is all just garbage, I tell you. All right, so it's back to me. We're going to try and focus here, get us back into the green. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna live with taking a 2-time hit. All right, now let's play Furious Strike. Come on, don't fail me now. All right, 1 success. So I am doing 1 damage. I am reducing the horror now. Unfortunately, my action is going to stop, but I get to do 2 damage here. So I'm going to choose to, you have to take them off the dark powers first, but to my knowledge you get to choose if there's multiples up there. So this card is no longer have to deal with it. And unfortunately this red X though means I'm done. I can't take any more actions. I do, however, with the ceremonial dagger, I can decrease one of these, and I guess we're gonna do this one. Yeah, because that one's pretty high. Okay. And that's it. Unfortunately, I couldn't get out of his space, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to trade in my walk card. I didn't have any victims with me to do additional damage. Best laid plans. Okay, so I now get to spend the 2 money I have left here, which I'm going to use to purchase a guard card because I'm about to need it. So these will come back. My really nice Furious Strike card really didn't do much. This resets to 6. Oh, wait. I used that, yeah. Then I get these two along with guard. Okay. Got that correct. Got that fixed. Okay. So we start the killer phase, and he's actually in a space with someone. He can target Final Girl or a victim. Final Girl is in his space, so he's going to attack. He just does a base attack of 1. So I could play guard, actually. I may change this because I'm okay with taking 1 damage. I'm going to say I purchased a sprint card. Run around and get me some victims. Okay, so I'm just going to take 1 damage. I'm alright with that. And he hasn't killed anybody, so his bloodlust doesn't go up. And now let's flip this over. Alright, I don't know how, but I've angered him. Okay. Increase, so he's going to attack twice, and he's going to increase his thing by the amount of damage he inflicts. So again, it's 1 and 1, so it's just 2, and this goes up 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's at the freaking top. That's ridiculous because of that. Oh, man. All right, maybe time to get the prayer book and do some atonement. All right. So that's all the way up at the top. I don't have to roll for that anymore. I do still have to roll for this. I am in the 3 zones still, though. And 2 cards to have no effect. Otherwise, I'm going to be pushed out of the green, which I want to keep. So I will get rid of focus and one of my walks to turn that into a success, so that has no effect. All right. But it's my turn now. So I'm going to try and sprint here. I get to roll 3 dice. And ay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to take this. I get to move 1 space, lose a hit, lose 2 time, and now I'm done. This has literally been the worst rolling I have ever done in a game. All right. So I have some money I can spend here. I'm no longer in his spot, but I want a search card and an atonement card. So we're going to do some stuff while we're here. Okay. All right. So yeah, I spent my money. Sprint, walk, and focus. Okay. not in the same space as anybody, so we move to here. Rage of the Gods, another event card coming out. And we have the Holy Man. All right. The victim farthest from the killer is now the Holy Man. The Holy Man will not follow you. Every upkeep phase, move the Holy Man one space towards the killer. When the Holy Man is in the same space as the killer, immediately remove him from the board. If you were in his space, decrease. If you were not in his space, increase. Okay. So, pretty sure that's this guy is the Holy Man now. This guy just... Alright, so there we go. Okay. Interesting little twist there. So there's an event. There's one victim there. So we're going to pop up there. Place the killer at the space with the most victims or in your space if none remain. So that would be this one. And then he targets this person twice. Boom, boom. Which unfortunately is going to push up his bloodlust there. Which means we have to unleash, which means I'm going to lose a card randomly. And if I lose my search and or atonement card, I may just give up here. Short rest. Okay. But also he's reached his dark power level now. So we take this bottom card, we flip it over, and we now have to deal with this Rising Dread. Whenever the red increase, his wrath increases, this increases now. All right. And by the way, this little token here, when we get to the finale card, it's going to have the same action, but this is going to add to it, making him even worse because he's in the Sacred Groves. All right. Fickleness of the Gods. We still get to roll 3. No. All right. I really just need to do something here, so I don't want that moving up. I don't want to lose my 2 cards that are very important to me here. So, just going to ditch those to turn my awful rolls into at least 1 success. All right, I'm at the Lost and Found. I'm going to play a search card here. I just need 1 star. Come on. There are no words. There are no words for how pissed I am. All right, so I can make this go up twice and lose 2 time just to be able to get the prayer book. Fine. All right. Now, I play my atonement card. I'm only rolling 2 dice now. And this atonement card has these 2 little spaces here. That's because I only get to use these things twice, or use the prayer book twice. So this is tracking that, similar to those. All right, so I'm going to do atonement. You can see that atonement has a special kind of 4th row where you can get 3 stars. So if I roll 2 on here, this is what I was hoping to stay in the green, to be rolling 4 or 3 dice plus an automatic success. Hoping for at least 1 here. Oh my god. My god. All right, so I get at least 1 success. I get to decrease something by 1. Well, I'd rather actually not lose a card. But this has been the absolute worst rolling ever. Okay. I have 4 money to spend. I'm going to be getting some focuses. So what I really need here is my Furious Strike back. I got to be able to hit this guy at some point. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. All right, I can always get that atonement card back. All right. Nobody in his space. Holy Man. Oh, wait. During the upkeep phase, the Holy Man would have gone right here. Okay. And we're very close to him just finaleing this. All right. Fickle Temper. Make a horror roll. 1 star. Choose 1 or 1 and decrease by 1. Okay. Let's do this one. Then he's going to move towards victims and attack. And he can move 3. So can he make it up here? 1, 2, 3. No, he could not make it to that groundskeeper's shed. Obviously has been the best hiding place for those 2 people there. And so we are closer. There's 1 here, there's 1 here, and this space is closer. And unfortunately, he's going to take this girl out, who I was going to use against him, but instead he uses it against me. Bloodlust pushes up. Increase by number of victims and spaces. There are none. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but now it's just me and him again. There's very few people left on the board. All right. So this is what we're going to attempt to do here. Attempt to just make some rolls here, a couple focus rolls. And that's another 2. So that's just 2 points lost. I got another card here. All right, that's at least 1 success. So this pushes down. Doesn't help me though. And then Furious Strike. Finally. All right, so now this pushes down. I get to hit him twice. 3 times actually, because of the ceremonial dagger. I get to push something down here. Let's push this one. I'm just going to continue to push this one down there. So this one is finally gone. All right. And now I really don't want to be in his same space. Although I could. Okay. All right, well, we're gonna go for it. 3 dice. Come on. I just don't want to be in his same space. All right. That's fine. 1, and I can back up a little bit. All right, so I'm out of cards. I got 2 stuff I can spend, so I think it's going to be a actually I'm going to back up here. Yeah. And I'm going to take a guard card. All right. This resets. Yeah, I didn't have enough to take I could have taken another atonement card, but I'd rather have the guard card. All right. So it's his turn. He doesn't have anybody in his space. So final terror card is here. Hold on. Why has that guy not moved again yet? I don't know. All right. Increase. Nope, there's none. Unleash. Damn it. Place 2 new victims at the burial grounds. Oh, freaking great. All victims adjacent to the burial grounds move there. Okay. So that's it. All right. So we move on to panic phase and then upkeep phase. This guy's actually going to push right into here. These guys stay there, but we don't have to deal with these cards anymore. Unfortunately, now that it's the upkeep phase, we flip this over. And this now says, we need a miracle. So he's going to start by unleashing. Then he's going to target someone with an attack. When this is revealed, increase to 10. Then take up to 6 worth of action cards into your hand. Well, yeah, we know what I'm taking, I think. Hold on. Actually, we're going to take Atonement and Furious Strike. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. So that's what we're going to do. We don't have to deal with these anymore. I think that has to stay out there. So I think we still need to deal with this. And yeah, I'm just going to deal with this. So this pushes up, and then this goes up by 2. That sucks. All right. But now it's my turn. So first things first, I'll play an Atonement here. I will spend the last of my prayer book, I think. Yeah. So I'm done with this card. Yeah, because I did not have any focus cards. So just 2. All right, 1 success plus this one is 2. Decrease by half. So I can take this down to 5. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, so let's try for a short rest here before we get into it with this guy. 1 time. Yeah, Atonement didn't cost any time. Yeah. 1 time and 1 frickin' heart goes back. All right, and then we are gonna do, yeah, I guess we gotta walk, which stinks. But here we go. Okay, we're gonna walk, hopefully. Now I get the doubles. Are you serious? Okay, so we walked, boom, and now Furious Strike. Come on, give me those double rolls again. 1. Okay, so this pushes down. Unfortunately, this pushes down. I get to hit him twice. And then I can push this down. And I'm also going to spend 3 time to get rid of this. I'm tired of dealing with that. Yeah. We push that down. We hit him twice. Means I only have 1 money to spend, but that's all right. Okay. Furious Strike, Walk, and Atonement. Okay, this resets, and let's see what happens here now. All right, killer phase, he's going to unleash, which means he pushes this up once, and then he's going to move into my space, but he's already there, so he doesn't need to move. And that's it. And then he's going to move into my space and attack me for 2. I do have this, so might as well spend it. All right, 1 star, reduce by 2. Boom. So no hits to me. Bonus. Yeah, and that's it, basically. Unless I run away from him, I think it's just going to be him and me here dueling it out. But before that happens, upkeep phase, we no longer have to deal with this. Oh, wait, this pushes down. Oh, crap. Unleash and increase by 1. Okay. If you were in his space, decrease and 1 by 1. Okay, so I was in his space. He immediately leaves the board. And I get to push both of these down by 1, which is good. And we're no longer having to deal with this card. All right, so that was a little helpful. Yeah. I almost need that atonement card back. Let's see here. I think we almost need to play some focus here to get some time back. All right. Yes, baby. 1 and 2 time. Boom, boom. Do I risk? That's just going to keep going up, so I think I need to just keep attacking him. Short rest. But I really don't have any other way to retaliate. I really don't want to lose my time. Although I could just give up these cards. Yeah, alright, let's try it here. No. So I'm just going to I really don't like this. Boom, boom, but I'm going to turn in these 2 cards to take Furious Strike. So I got 2 time by turning in those cards. And that's going to go up to 6, but I'm about to lose all of that here. Man, this is a really sticky situation, isn't it? Because now we move into his phase. He's going to unleash, which kicks that up. Then he's going to attack me for 2 now. I don't have a card to block him. And this is going to unleash, so I'm going to lose 4 time and increase by 1. So this is all just going downhill, ladies and gentlemen. It's all going downhill. Should I run for it? Maybe I should have taken a sprint card instead of my Furious Strike card, but alright. But that's basically his turn. Turns are going to go very fast now. Yeah. Upkeep phase. Nothing happens. So it's back to me, and we are rolling here, and we got straight doubles. So this is going to push down. He's hit for 3. All right, and we get to decrease somebody. that's almost pointless because if I do it here, it's going to push up to there, I guess, but nothing will happen. This round, there we go. Okay. All right, nothing I can do. That goes back. And I'm going to purchase Sprint with my 2 remaining and try something here. And I get all these back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we're just going to keep rolling through these here now. Maybe we will survive. All right, he is unleashing, which just means this increases by 2. He is then attacking me for 2. So, yeah, I forgot about that. All right. So what happens now is the final health token here. This counts as a heart. So here's 1 and here's 2. So technically now I'm dead. But I'm going to flip this over and I have about a 50% chance of finding some kind of reserve energy. And look at that, it's the 3 for... All right, so what I do now is I find, and he's got a similar thing. So I put this down. That means that I don't get any more extra reserves, and it counts as 1. So I get 3 hearts back. And that's it. This pushes up twice, boom, boom. But he's done now. That's his turn. So let's see if we can't enact our revenge on this. This was supposed to increase by 1. Okay. Yeah, we're going for Sprint here. There we go. All right. Boom, move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Let me get one of my walk cards on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. All right, that's all I needed. Move 1 space for 1 time. Boom. I'm going to be up here, and these guys are tucked away. I have saved them, which just means I get 2 time back. All right. Yeah, I think while we're here, we're going to play a short rest too. And we absolutely failed. Okay, so there's that. Boom, and we're done. All right, so I got 5 time to spend. I think what it's got to be here is something like this, just to really hit on the guy. There we go. All right, so his turn now. Kind of ran away from him there. All right, now I just realized I increased that, and so that should have pushed. We're way over here. All right, and so he's going to push now into the red, so I'm only rolling 1 freaking die. All right. I should have gotten some of these cards back. No, these are what I just played. Short rest and sprint. There we go. All right, now I got everything. I got everything settled here. Okay. So you push that up. Now he's going for whoever's closest with a movement of 3. 1, 2. Oh, he can reach me. Son of a 1, 2, 3. I did not even do the math there. All right. But that's it. He unleashed. He moved to me. Now he's in my space, so he doesn't need to move. So now he's going to attack for 2. I have no way of blocking it. And this is literally my final health here. And then this is going to unleash. So it says discard a random action card and lose 2 time. Oh, it's one of my close calls. And then lose 2 time. Boom, boom. And did I do this? I don't think so. So this would go, but it can't go anywhere. So Bloodlust goes up, which doesn't really do anything for right now. Okay, well, I think I don't have anything else to do here other than try and get this up first. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. We're in it for the long haul here. All right, so I'm discarding both of these to make it a 2 first. So this goes up and this goes up. All right. Now I've got Furious Strike here. I'm rolling. I'm spending 2 time to go boom boom. And I can't modify that in any way, so it is reduce this and hit him for 2. And my action has to end. I get to decrease something here. Yeah, I guess this one. Although neither one of these is very good. Actually, we're going to stay here and do this one. Yeah. Okay. So I get these, and I've got 4 to spend. So I think I'm going to take a retaliate, actually. Yeah. All right. Furious Strike, walk, focus. All right. So it's his turn. He is going to unleash, which pushes this up 1. Then he's going to move towards me, and he doesn't have to, and he's going to attack for 2, and I'm going to play retaliate, and yeah, I will play these 2 to turn that into a success, reducing the attack by 2 and hitting him for 1. All right, and then it's going to unleash. So discard 1 random action card. I only have 1 card, and it's the card I needed. Oh my god, I have no cards. I have no cards in my hand. I'm going to lose because I have no cards in my hand. Because of that. Because I allowed. I should have just stuck this here and stuck this here. But if I had done that, the unleash would have been boom, boom, which would have pushed this up, which would have unleashed again, boom, boom. So this would have gone boom, boom, and it would have increased it. Oh, but then it would have increased. Okay. So let's just say, I realize I lost, but for the sake of playing this out here, it would have come back around to my turn, right? We would have had the upkeep phase, and I would have had nothing to do but roll this. So this would be the only thing that would be saving me is this, and I'm only rolling 1 die. and I missed. So in this instance, I would lose a heart and my action would stop. Nothing else could happen. I would technically be able to buy some cards here. So I guess it's not over yet. I would get these cards. Because then he would push this, which wouldn't really do anything anymore. He'd be in my space, and then he would attack me, and so I would need to make a guard roll with 1 die. And I would be able to do these. No, it doesn't matter. I would have needed 2 successes, which is impossible with 1 die. Even here, I can reduce it by 2, but he's hitting me for 3, and so my single life health token is still gone. So it doesn't even matter. So yeah, this is the first time that I have played him and gotten to the point where he flipped over his finale card and we added that little extra in. This definitely sucks. But it really is, he doesn't do much compared to some of the other killers. Some of the other ones you definitely kind of have to run away and build yourself up, which is essentially what I should have done earlier. I should not have just sat here and tried to go toe-to-toe with him. And obviously my rolling was absolutely atrocious. I said that the game is pretty quick, and this game was not, so I apologize. Normally they're like 30 to 45 minutes and you're done. But this one was quite lengthy. So if you have made it this far through the video, thank you for watching this far. Hopefully you can see now what Inkanyamba is all about, and the Sacred Groves, in my opinion, the hardest scenario and killer you can play against. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and thank you for watching.